Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news. Jeff Lewis, reality TV. Hello. I love everybody that's chatting, getting comfy and comments over on YouTube. Love it so much. Who's calling? Kimberly J. Mr. Riley. Oh, look at you getting all sorts of respect, Michael Riley. I love that. Don't be jealous of me. I am going to have a very clean colon later tonight. My first drip, whatever it is, cup of apple juice. Which, thanks to a chumpette, thank you. And I have not read my DMs today, but I know y'all are probably sending me lots of suggestions, and I really appreciate it. I read some last night, and thanks to y'all, I went and put onion and mushroom. That was my own special touch that I'm going to add in my beef broth later today for flavoring. I will have to not eat the mushrooms and onions that I do love, but at least the flavoring was there. And then someone else recommended a the restaurants like Benihana, which I love. If you're an OG, you know that I dated a guy for 8.5 years in high school, 16 to 25. Our first date was at Benihana, and every year he got me this mug from Benihana or something. Anyways, I don't know whether I'm probably donated them. Anyways, but I love that onion broth, whatever that soup is from there. I love it so much. And they do have a Benihana-ish restaurant near me. So if all fails, I will have my husband go pick me up some of that later tonight if I can't get through this. This is my third colonoscopy. So it's the first time I'm doing the pills. The hospital I'm going, he's usually done it at let me think. Gosh, it's been 6 years since my last one. It was supposed to be 5, I know. Because of family history. Dang, where did he do them the last 2 times? I think in his facility. Yeah, in his facility, and now he does it at the local hospital. So anyways, had to go this morning at 7 a.m. to the hospital and get a pregnancy test. They haven't called yet, but fingers crossed I'm not pregnant. And an EKG. So after you're 50, you get an EKG. And I had to still get a pregnancy test because I still have a period. So anyways, they were so nice. The guy that brought me back was so nice. These 2 nurses were so nice. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to hang out with y'all. Like, they're probably chumps. Like, literally, they were so nice. So anyways, just your friendly reminder, get your colonoscopies, get your mammograms, get all the testing you can. Linda's coming back in. Good morning. We're not getting on her bed. Come here. One of my daughters is home from college as of yesterday, so now she's sleeping in the bed. So don't want the dog on the bed. Not that she ever is anyway. So yes, no baby number 6, Tiffany Chump. No baby number 6. Okay. I know. I don't know why. They said it's because I'm over 50. I don't know why. Maybe it's an insurance. Whatever it was, they put these things on me. 10 minutes, I was done. 5 minutes, I was done. It was so easy. Oh, goodness, Jordy. Let's not talk about that. I do have an IUD and a Mirena in me. So that's supposed to be preventing pregnancy. We don't do that thing. But anyways, yes. Oh, Sandra, I'm so sorry. I'm so glad that you're clear from the breast cancer. She's 71 and found out that she has breast cancer, but she's all clear now. So yes, definitely keep up those mammograms, as I've talked about before. Okay, let's get chatting. But I mean, I did take a little snooze ball because I am trying to sleep away, because I think just because they told me I can't eat, I want to eat even more. And oh, wow. Okay, I just found out the Hannah girl, Kobayashi, the family has made contact with her. So she's definitely alive and well, or alive as we all suspected. That's the woman whose father ended up ending his life. I'm assuming overall, I mean, I don't know. I mean, goodness. Wow, all this Luigi Mangione videos are coming out and everything. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. So much is coming out about that. Anyways, not much else news though. I just checked my TMZ. Okay, the picture of Dorit, supposedly, allegedly, what have you, coming out of Mauricio's apartment building and then smoking a cigarette. I don't know that she was necessarily coming out of his apartment building. Like, if someone, if a Bravo Leb, if a Bravo celebrity, yes, welcome, Deborah. Glad you can join live today too. Exactly, Peanut. And wait till she finds out that her dad killed himself. I know. I can't imagine she's not seeing the news about herself. Anyway, it's just, that's going to be a interesting show to watch when that all comes out, or book. But how is there no video of Dorit coming out? I mean, nowadays we want video proof. We just don't want a picture. So I'm assuming it's a popular condo place. Maybe it's even, can you imagine if it's the same place, the same apartment location that PK got, and she was visiting PK. So anyways, I haven't seen anything else. If you know, please always send it to me. Y'all send me the best stuff. Also, I did read a few DMs last night. Thank you to the Chumpette that sent me the video of Kelly and Mark, I guess Consuelos. I mean, that's her married name, I'm sure, but them giving a tour of their apartment. It was so interesting. It's not all my style, but I loved seeing it. I loved their kitchen. I loved his man room. I loved the history. I loved that they got a lot of their stuff from Paris, not antique stores, like garage sales. Is that what they said? I forget what they called it. But anyway, something like that. Very expensive stuff, I'm sure. Yeah, Architectural Digest. It was a video from that. It was really interesting. I love that couple. If they ever divorce, I give up on life. Like literally, Mark Consuelos and Kelly, I mean, they just can't, right? I think they're so cute together. Flea markets, yeah, that's what they said. That was so cute. And I love the eyeballs. Like, does anyone know anything about this artist that takes a picture of someone's eyeballs and then turns the view around from how they see out? Or so, it looked like an eye, but they have 3 grown children and they have 3 different colored of eyes, and they're huge portraits, prints, paintings. I don't know what it is. On their wall, and it was really cool. And I'm like, I've got 5 kids. I'm not sure I want 5 big eyeballs laying around, but I don't know. It's a nice odd number, right? But it was really cool. I'm sure I can't afford it. But Mike O'Reilly says they can't afford to get divorced. Why do people always say people can't afford to get divorced? Now, I understand when normies, like me, maybe, but these extra rich people, they could absolutely afford to get divorced. What does that mean? That wouldn't they just split everything in half? Like, as far as all their money and assets, and it's cheaper to keep her. Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay. Kelly, thinking of Kelly. What is her name? I can't think of her last name. Kelly and Mark Consuelos. I can only think of his name because Michael Riley says nobody wants to split everything in half. But I mean, it takes 2 people to, you got to pay 2 car insurances, I don't know. I guess I think they should. Kelly Ripa, thank you so much. Literally couldn't think of her name. Okay. Kelly Ripa is not who I'm thinking of. Kathy freaking Hilton hosted yet another party. Another year has gone by. I was dreaming of an invitation last year because, when Kathy Hilton started following me for some reason, when she got on my Instagram live and comments a couple of times, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was just dreaming of a Christmas party invitation, but no luck. She probably didn't think I would hop on a Southwest airplane, and I absolutely would have. Sounds like everybody who's anybody was there, even chumps like Ryan Bailey, Justin Martindale, were there. So cool. I'm sure tons of others were too. Lisa Barlow sang, and now we know from Jeff that she was paid an appearance fee to do that, and she was flown in, and she was put up. So this was like her special guest, her special singing guest. Very cool. Jeff Lewis was not invited. Now, somebody either during a commercial break or maybe on the radio was saying that a lot of the invitations were kind of getting a little bit messed up. They were sent to like their agents or their whatever, maybe to Marlo, whatever. So I don't know. I think whoever got it, if Jeff got an invitation, they would have gotten it to Jeff. But I understand him not wanting to go as a plus one. And especially now that they alluded to like his biggest enemy. So John Hill went to the party and they talked about it on Andy Cohen Live today and said that his biggest enemy was there. And he said he didn't want to say it, but then I think they mentioned Heather McDonald and they didn't deny it, that it was her. So I think she was at the party last year. Can't remember if I was already blocked by her at Christmas last year. I'm definitely blocked this year. Did you see, Tiffany Chump says, did you see on the commercial from yesterday that Jeff said he didn't go because he wasn't personally invited? Yeah, I thought he said that on the real radio, though. Did he say it during a commercial break? But yeah, we chatted about that yesterday, I think. And I get it. I mean, you don't want to go to something like that, especially on a commercial break recently or maybe on the radio. He admitted that he had just reached out to her because when she defended him on Watch What Happens Live, he's already said he's tried to get her on his radio show and she said she would do it. So the fact that they had just been communicating via DM, that might have made her think, oh, did we invite Jeff Lewis? But, Kathy Hilton has people and people and people to do everything for her. And she probably just assumed that Jeff was invited, but I don't know. Oh, Heather said that she wasn't. Okay, wait a minute. So who was his enemy that was there then, do you think? Michael Riley says Heather said she wasn't invited to the party. Was she invited last year? I feel like she posted about, she has several homes. I mean, several homes. I don't know about that. She has several Christmas parties. I never know which ones she invites different people to. Tiffany Chump, yeah, because Reza was invited. MJ was there. Gigi was there. Tiffany Chump says it was Gigi and he should know that firsthand from his Hollywood House Lift invitations, not getting to the talent. That's true, because they all said, but my invite for the Hollywood House Lift season 2 premiere party came straight to me from Shane. So there was no problems with that. Anyways, but yeah, other people were saying they didn't get it. Oh yeah. Do you think, oh, good question. Lisa says, do you think Jeff liked having Gigi as a guest yesterday? Yes. You know why? Because she was messy. And Jeff knows that messy gets people talking. And whether they loved her or not, whether you love to hate her, I haven't looked, but it probably got a lot of comments on his Instagram. Well, when you get a lot of comments on your Instagram, that means people are going to go listen. Even if they didn't listen, they're going to be like, oh, I want to hear what a mess Gigi was. So, that kind of thing does bring people to, let me think if I can figure out a way to do, I don't know how to, if they put a number. Oh, I guess they do. I thought they used to put a number of how many comments were on, like 84 comments or 3. Okay, I don't know how to do it, but I was going to see how many comments from yesterday's show with Gigi on was got, you know what I mean? Whether they liked her or not, because that's all. It doesn't matter if it's a good comment. It just matters that it's a comment. A blogger took a picture with her there. Did they say? Yes, DirecTV was definitely the sponsor. They've made that known. And DirecTV was the sponsor yesterday too. So, yeah, for sure, Raquel, I agree. Raquel says today's show was so second hour. Michael hardly spoke. Yes, for sure. The Billy Badass, is that a real name or like a term? Yvonne Gal says I don't like the Billy Badass vibe she puts out. Yeah. I don't even feel like MJ's all that messy anymore. I feel like MJ's needy. I know that sounds terrible, but I do just feel like she feels needy lately. Not necessarily, I don't feel like she's bringing any fun stories or anything messy, or any drama. I feel like she brings a very professional vibe, except when she's late, and Jeff doesn't like that, I don't feel like. But I feel like he's feeling guilty for, like, not going to a birthday dinner, not being closer friends, not inviting her to dinner, not inviting her to Hollywood Horror Nights things. You know what I mean? I don't know. But who knows? Okay. So Heather McDonald was there? I'm so confused. I don't know. Okay, I did start to watch, like I told you, one of our college girls is home. She's done with finals, everything. Anyways, we started a Netflix movie last night, one of the new Christmas movies. I forgot the name of it. We didn't finish it because then her boyfriend came over and we were all hanging out. And anyways, but the one with Lindsay Lohan and Kristen Chenoweth is her mom, and I don't want to ruin it, but I love Kristen Chenoweth, but she can be a catty character when she needs to. You know what I mean? Anyways, Andy Cohen live today. Didn't really write a lot of notes about it. Obviously, I was resting because I'm trying to forget that I can't eat. Because trust me, I think it makes me want to eat even more. And I've been eating a lot more lately. I don't know if it's emotional eating. I don't know what it is. I'm just eating a lot more lately. Like, I used to wait till like 11 to 1 to eat lunch, and I'm still kind of doing that with the eggs, but then I've added in sausage. So anyways, I'm just eating a lot more. But telling me that I have to be on a liquid diet today makes me just think about food even more. So I was resting during Andy Cohen live, but he has a lot of feelings, like I do, about, I didn't know it was called The Hot Killer, about Luigi, the person who is allegedly murdered on video, the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. And now all these pictures are up around New York City, wanted signs with all these other people that people want murdered, which is just awful to me, especially knowing they've got family and friends and coworkers and themselves, and how terrifying that must be. So anyways, that's all I'm going to say on that, but I don't agree with it. I know there's lots of mixed feelings. To me, it's like Jameson. Two things can be true. We can agree that some changes need to be made in our healthcare system, but we can also agree that we don't need to glorify an alleged murderer, or put out that other murders need to happen. You know what I mean? Okay, so I didn't watch it last night because my daughter is in town and we were hanging out with the fam. I did watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 4 last night. I'm going to say it. Y'all know I love Kathy Hilton. I don't know if she's faking it. I don't know if it's real. I love her. I think she's funny. If she is faking, like her daughter Paris has admitted now, that she has this fake accent that not accent, voice, not even accent, but when she's out and about all those decades, when the paparazzi would get her, she'd be like, "Hi, how's it going?" Yeah, I can't even do that high of a voice, but she was always very high. And now we know she actually has a very deep voice and talks very monotone. You know what I mean? So if you haven't seen it, watch some of her documentaries. Really, really good. But it's interesting that I think it wouldn't shock me if Kathy Hilton is the same way, and she kind of plays into this ditzy whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, Michael Riley says Paris learned it somewhere. So I'm wishing I would have put more apple juice, because now I can see the bottom of this cup. And I'm wishing I had more apple juice, but oh well. Anyways, I'm just glad I can drink apple juice, because I didn't know that I could drink juices. Sugar is okay to be on the liquid diet, they said. Okay, so it opens. They're still on this trip, this cast trip that beautiful Kathy Hilton put together. I mean, the invitation was stunning. The event is stunning. The bucket hats, I think, were stunning. I love everything about it. But it opens up with Dorit and Kyle still arguing at dinner, and everyone is just sitting there literally silent. I'm like, it was not entertaining at all. It was 9 minutes of this. Like, was this trip not fun enough? Did the editors have nothing else to put in? Excuse me, because I don't want 9 minutes of this. Like nothing got resolved. It was still a little awkward the next day when they got together. I mean, everyone was just so silent. I love that a lot of y'all are loving, oh, work got in the way. Tanya says, hey, everyone, sorry I had a client. Work schmirk, right? Tiffany, I love apple juice too, and yet I never buy it. So I'm kind of digging that I bought 2 jugs of it because I'm going to keep drinking it for sure. I agree, Annette. Garcelle inserted herself unnecessarily. I agree. I feel like we knew. Matter of fact, she brings up that she believes that, Dorit didn't say something or didn't do something, whatever. And Dorit was even like, so you agree? Like, what? Like, we know this. You don't like me. Like, we know this, Garcelle. We've had issues for seasons. I also wonder if it's either that, she's going through it. And I think when some people are going through it, they might be putting energy into other relationships, positively or negatively. So that could be something that's going on with Dorit, or it's just her age. And she's realized, look, I've been unhappy. She says she's been going through it for years in her marriage. So I think she's realizing, look, I've been putting up with stuff that I'm not happy about. And now I'm not going to do it in my personal life, also with my friends. I'm not going to do it in my marriage. I'm not going to do it with my friends. So I'm finally going to speak up. But I think I've wanted her to speak up. You know what I mean? Do I want her faking it? No. But do I want her speaking up? Yeah, I really do. Mary Kate says, I agree. And Garcelle at one time was a favorite, but now she just stirs up trouble. I just don't know what Garcelle brings to the table. Like, I'm really liking Bo. She's already talking about her daughter. She shows her adult daughter that relationship. She's shown her boyfriend, at least pictures of him. She's talked about him. She's talked about her ex-husband who got sick and passed away. I feel like they were separated. Not that it matters. He still passed away. But I feel like she and her husband were separated and then he got sick and passed away, right? Does anyone know if that's the truth or not? I just don't know what Garcelle's added. Like, does she never go on a first date? I mean, can't we see that? Can't we see the single side? Does she go out with other friends? I don't think I think she has hosted a party because she definitely had some people over to her house. And I get it. She's got 2 teenage boys, but also she shares custody with them. So I'm assuming they go to their dads, or at least used to seasons ago when she was on, and go to her dad's. And then she has the whole house to herself. I don't know. I just wasn't loving it. And we'll talk about that later because there's 2 things about Kyle and Garcelle that I wasn't loving. Where did that go? Kimberly J says Garcelle could do no wrong in my eyes. I have no clue why, but she's one that gets a pass no matter what. So I agree. We all have our favorites. Obviously, I love Aaron Leachy on the New York. I don't love the stupid prank that they did a few weeks ago, but yes, I love Aaron Leachy. So I get it. Some people can not like Housewives and some people, and that's what makes it all great. Because if everyone loved everyone, nobody would really be talking. Everyone would be like, oh, it's a great show. Another thing that bothers me, and I get it, we're so decades deep now, or almost 2 decades deep in Housewives, and it's a reality that they go on podcasts. It's a reality that they go on Watch What Happens Live. I get that they're going to talk about that, but when they bring that, or I get that that happens, but when they talk about, oh, you went on this podcast and said this, or you said this about me on a podcast, you remember when you said that on Watch What Happens Live, it just reminds me that this is their job and that they are celebrities. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sure when they go to a restaurant, everyone moves their, looks, but I'm also sure that production says, hey, we're filming. Don't stare. Make it look like they're just a normal person and cameras are in the restaurant or cameras are in the shopping store, whatever. I think they probably close shopping stores, but you know what I mean? I'm not here as much as I love documentaries and I like the fourth wall being broken in that aspect of the reality of it. I don't like it on the show, them saying, remember when you said this about me on Watch What Happens Live? Because then I'm like, Oh, they're all watching each other, all listening to the podcast. They're all talking about the bloggers that are talking. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah. Annette says it seems less authentic. I agree. Like it's, Deja Monet says, I agree that Garcelle doesn't add much value to the show. However, she isn't wrong about Dorit based on their interactions. As Jameson would say, two things can be true because I like Dorit with the others. Yeah, Dorit and Garcelle just definitely aren't having a thing. You know what I mean? So, anyways, so it's very silent. They're all waiting to eat. I would have been like, I'm eating. My food is here. Like several of them in the confessionals was like, I was just waiting for them to quit fighting so I could eat my dinner. And I'm like, eat. Like open your mouth and eat the food. The only way I wait for someone is if all the meals have not been put out. But most people that I go to dinner with are really good friends. And if they're waiting on me to get my food, I tell them, go ahead and eat while your food is warm. Like, don't wait on me. You know what I mean? But I will offer the same if somebody else's food isn't there. But if someone is arguing, that's like nothing new with the housewives. Why would you wait to eat? Nobody talked. It was completely silent almost, except for those two. It was so crazy. See, and Yvonne Gal loved it. Wait, hold on. Tiffany Chump says, I literally love when everyone is just sitting there watching the argument. I mean, I like the facial reactions, but then I think of like my TV background comes in and the reality where you realize, oh, they had to turn and put a camera on their face. There's not 17 cameras at this event. So they don't have a camera on every. So when they were doing the whole, when they say stuff, I realized they probably said, okay, give me a reaction to when Erica said da da da. I'm like, yes, for sure. Rebecca says running into cameras crews filming in real life is odd for us regular people. For sure. I would definitely be watching, especially since I am a fan. But I do think if you're on camera, I think they made you sign a form or something. I'm not really sure. But I think they also say, hey, please don't look into the camera. Please don't respond. Don't stare at them, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, the food did look good. Why is Erica on the show? Anne says, yeah, I mean, this is episode 4 and she really hasn't, have they shown where she lives right now? They just shown her getting that Porsche, which I'm like, what income is coming in that you need a Porsche? But anyways, what else? Okay. Kyle and Garcelle. I get it. I get that. Let me think. Have all of them? Everyone, maybe except the new Bose has been through a divorce. And I'm only thinking because her husband passed away. I don't know if she had another marriage that maybe she had a divorce. But anyways, almost or everyone on Beverly Hills has had a separation and a divorce. So I love that they can offer Kyle and now Dorit, a shoulder to lean on and some experience and what they would have done, what have you. Thank you, Tanya and Rebecca, for asking everybody to hit the like button. I appreciate it. But when Kyle and Garcelle are both having this like whiny tit moment, like, I just feel like I'm just a mom and a wife. That's all I've ever been. I'm trying to figure out who I am. Okay. What? Y'all all have careers outside of your absolute career of being a housewife. Like, what are you talking about? To me, it was kind of a punch in the gut because I think a lot of us have been thinking of ourselves, if you're a stay-at-home mom, as only a wife and mom. And we go through this, wow, what am I going to do? The kids are moving out. What am I? Who am I? And for them to say that, I'm like, you've had your own. I feel like they've had their own identity. They were trying to act like as if they are only moms and wives, and they've both had extensive careers, their entire marriages and whatever outside of the also career. Because if we're going to be real, I mean, being a housewife is a career. They do go to work. They do have to get daycare or childcare for their kids. they do have obligations of flying to Watch What Happens Live, flying to BravoCon, doing podcasts, doing all the things. I'm not minimizing the fact that they're questioning who they are. I'm minimizing that they're using it. Both of them are saying, yeah, I'm only a mom. I only identify as that, and I have nothing else going on in my life, which to me was kind of not true. So anyways, I'm sure everyone won't agree with that. And we can all disagree. Rebecca says, I don't think Kyle really thought Mauricio would move and get an apartment. I think you think the grass is greener. And then when he did, it's almost like what Gigi talked about, where she was upset because her BJ guy was not being honest and moving forward with her in the way she wanted. So on a whim, she goes and marries her, best friend, ex-boyfriend, and then to make that guy jealous, and it worked. And then she gets an annulment after a week and a half. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm off faluting around and being seen and making a video that's very confusing and gay baiting everyone with Morgan Wade. And oh, now you go and get, Dancing with the Stars, and you get caught holding hands with the girl. And oh, now you've got a girlfriend or two, and now you've got your own apartment. Like, wait a minute. I thought you would just keep living upstairs and I'm living downstairs, or wherever they're all living in the same house, and everything he was going to be okay with. And now he's like, no, I'm getting my own apartment. She's like, oh, I thought you would rent, stuff. And she's like, no. He's like, no, I'm buying furniture. This apple juice is so good. So good, so good, so good. Wait, what? Christina says, yay, a present from Ireland arrived on time. Finally got a good husband gift. Now back to reality TV. Oh my gosh, I love that. Can you tell us what it is? We won't tell him. Wink, wink. Exactly. Mary Kate says, Kathy, I didn't know that Kathy didn't know how to get lobster out of the shell. So Jennifer Tilly had to pull it out with her fingers and give it to Kathy. And if she's faking that, I'm here for it, because it was brilliant. She was little. And then who was it that was like, and I don't know lobster. I love lobster. But I mostly used to have it as a kid at Red Lobster. So I'm not that fancy. Because when something says market price, my brain goes, I'm not spending that. I don't like market price. And it almost always says market price. But somebody at the table was even like, look, you've got this tiny fork, you've got this tiny spoon for the lobster. Like, and she's like, I don't know how to do that. Like, I need Jennifer to do this for me, which, I would be like, I would want someone to do it with me with utensils, but not their hands necessarily. You know what I mean? Oh, the glam squad is over the top. Yeah, Debbie says, yes, I can't stand the glam squad aspect of these shows. It's so overdone. They've become a part of the show. We saw the one that Tracy Tudor uses that has the beautiful hair that Jeff always says looks like Tracy Tudor's, sister. He works for, was it Dorit? I think it was Dorit. And if you look at Dorit's hairstyles, was it Dorit? Dorit and Tracy Tudor have similar hairstyles. So anyways, and I get it. Okay. It sounds bad. I like them to look more dolled up than me. I want their makeup. Oh, lipstick is driving me nuts today. I feel like it's darker in one spot. Okay. I want them to look aspirational. I want them to look more dolled up in professional makeup and hair and an outfit and what have you, but not over the top. And I don't think I want to see the glam. Like, I want them to just come out, and I want to think they did it themselves, or that's just how they look. I don't think I want to see the glam, especially on a vacation trip. We know they've all broken the fourth wall, and we've heard they have glam. We've heard that they get stylists. We've heard they borrow clothes. We've heard all the stuff, the expenses that go along with being a housewife. But to me, if that's not already part of your day, I don't know that you should be a housewife, because I kind of want somebody that is real and maybe only gets glam for like special evenings, like an event or something, not necessarily, A dinner party, yes. But vacation, I just don't want to see that they pulled in a glam squad from that. You know what I mean? Um, wait, what? Michael Riley, you know everything about QVC. QVC delivers lobster tails, and that's what we're having every Christmas Eve as part of our dinner. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, I never knew they did food like that, but I guess it makes sense. Wow. Not how many people do you host? Wait, why do you get it now? I wouldn't want it weeks before, or is it frozen, I guess? I don't know. I know Diane says I'm late to the QVC train. I'm gonna have to do a deep dive. Well, Michael Riley is your source, so get him. Um, Michael Riley, are you on the Facebook group? I don't think I ever see you post over there. You need to start a QVC thread and like your favorite things on QVC. You need, Michael, you need to do a podcast about your QVC finds. Yes, I just saw that. Renee says Hannah Kobayashi has an update. Family says she's been found 1 month after her apparent disappearance. Wow. All I saw was that she's been in talks with them. So thank you, Lisa in Kentucky. Says number 30 today. Everybody hit that like button for our girl, Sarah. EXO. EXO, back to you. I love it, Jill. I love when people call her Doritos. Does Dorit have money for glam every day? I mean, she's pulling it out of her arse, right? Because she ain't gonna not have glam. That's one thing she's not gonna have for sure. Yeah, I agree, Jordy. Jordy says, I also don't want to hear them talk about having a glam squad. It just sounds tacky. Just have it and don't talk about it. I like it. Okay, so I go back and forth. I like it when I see them at their house getting ready for a big event, like when they talk to each other on the phone and Kyle's getting ready and she's calling Dorit when they used to be friends and saying, hey, what are you wearing? Or, that kind of thing. But I don't want it for just a weekend away, a girls trip. You know what I mean? Anyways, okay. Does anyone know if Captain Theo and Sutton have had a date? Like she was really turning it on. Speaking of glam, I don't know if Sutton had work done. She looked incredible last night. Like the confessional when she came out with that little bow in her hair that was supposed to look like, Doris Day or whoever she said it was. She looked so cute. Her face looked so good. I loved what she was wearing. I don't know why she was barefoot on the boat because I know she's got foot problems. So I don't know why. How do you know this? How do y'all know this? Y'all are amazing. Grace Kelly, thank you. Oh, he has a girlfriend, everyone says. The captain has a girlfriend. Oh, did he say it last night, though? I didn't feel like he said anything. I haven't watched Watch What Happens Live yet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jen Helen said Sutton said on Watch What Happens Live that the captain texted her that he has a girlfriend. Oh, of course he does. He was so cute though. Anyways, I thought she looked so good and she was really good at flirting. And God knows she's got her pick because I mean she is set up. If she is truly getting millions a month. Wait, what has she said? What has it been put out that she makes a month? I don't even know how people have this much money because clearly she got tons of money from the divorce, but her husband has gone on to, I guess, make more money. I don't know. I didn't love the whole friendship ribbon thing at the end. The after show today is really good. Wait, what do you mean? I'll date Sutton, and I'm unfortunately heterosexual. Kimberly J says 300,000 per month. That's crazy money. I mean, but if you're listening to Cardi B, which I don't believe a shit thing she says, she said that she spends $3 million a month. And I'm like, you do not. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And you just had your third child. So you're going to have lots of expenses. Anyways, okay. But she helped start the company. I know, but wow. You got kicked off of Instagram. Lisa says I got kicked off of Instagram and I didn't challenge them. Why would you get kicked off of Instagram? That sucks. Where am I going to chat with you at now? I guess you'll just send me a Facebook message. Okay, darn. Lisa Barlow, Doug Buden. I actually liked Lisa on the show today. I really did. Talking about the Utah home prices, which she didn't know. She pretty much answered 3 or 4 million for every single person. But it tells you how they're not really friends. They don't even go to each other's houses. She's like, oh, I don't know. We've never talked about that. I don't know. I've never seen her house. Oh, I don't know. We've never talked about that. I'm like, then what do y'all talk about? Like, seriously, what do y'all talk about? It was just so gross. You know what I mean? Yes. K Kitty. What does that mean? Their burn rate is huge. So much money to maintain and be on the show. But I this whole idea of the housewives, what they is that they all have money. And now it kind of comes out. I don't really know how much vetting they did because I don't think they have near as much money as they thought. I think they need to see stuff in the bank. Like, I definitely want to see what Todd has in his checking account right this second. What does he have in his, whoever he uses, UBS, Fidelity, whatever he uses? How much money does he have? You know what I mean? Cashola. How much is their house worth? How much have they paid off? To me, if you are buying supposedly a $4 million necklace and a pair of diamond hoops for just an anniversary gift, I'm sorry, then you must have lots of money in the bank. And why wouldn't your house be paid off? Like, I don't know if theirs is or not, but I'm saying, why would you buy if you have a $4 million house, why wouldn't that be paid off if you're buying a $4 million necklace? Because that's just one piece of jewelry. Like, clearly, diamonds don't double or triple their whatever, like a house can. You know what I mean? So, the mom talks make a lot of money, though. Christina says 2 to 3 million for a house. How on earth can the mom talk pay that? And I don't know what neighborhoods they live in. Like, we know every city has different pockets that cost a lot more based on the land. So you can have a really nice house in a very affordable land neighborhood. You know what I mean? Yes, Diane says Lisa wouldn't spill the beans if she believed the necklace story. All she said was, well, Bronwyn and Todd said they bought the necklace. You know what I mean? That's all she would say. Yeah, for sure. Anyways, I would like to know what their houses are worth because, I think so. Lisa wearing real fur. That is probably going to make Jeff happy because I'm sure that will become a story. She said it's good for the environment, but didn't expand on that. I think Kelly Dodd was kicked off Instagram. For real? What are y'all talking? Why are people getting kicked off of Instagram? Like, what is going on? Kelly Dodd. Let's see. Oh my God, that is going to. Well, no, I see her. She's on Instagram. Maybe she blocked you. Kicked off maybe Instagram Live or something. I don't know. I never go to her Instagram. I don't follow her anymore. I have no idea. I think she just blocked you. Kelly was kicked off Instagram Lives for a month. I think y'all told me that for sure. Anyways, she didn't expand on it. I do sort of agree. I mean, decades ago, a lot of people had furs. I had a fur, I think it was rabbit, so probably the cheapest fur in 5th grade, and I loved that jacket. My dog ended up eating a little bit of it, so then I had little rip areas, and then you could just see the fur skin, which was gross. So anyways, but it's a different time now. I do wonder what people that have like family furs do because it's more sentimental. Obviously, it's worth a lot more money. I don't really know how she's going to defend buying a brand new pair of gloves that are fur. But, I guess it's her choice. Do I agree with people that have strong feelings and go and ruin it? No, because the animals have sadly already been happened what happens. and it doesn't really do anything for that. It does. Well, it does. It draws attention to the issue, which is what they want to do. So Christina says fur keeps you warm better than other materials. And that's clearly why it was whatever, because we didn't have all this modern day technology of like stuffing, or I'm looking to see if I have a jacket. This is the only jacket I see in my daughter's closet, one of those fuzzy jackets. But why does she have two of these that look very similar? Look at this. This is why kids have too much stuff. That's why I'm going to watch. Look, these are two different jackets. One's just a fluffier version of this version. Literally, little like. And then, oh, that's a hoodie or a sweatshirt. I was going to say a tie-dye, but it looks similar. Anyways, makes me want to watch the documentary that Keltie was talking about today. Anyways, you could use one for anyways. I don't know what that means. Our life adventures also got kicked off Instagram, and they had tons and tons of followers watching their crazy antics, monkeys, and the rest of their adorable animals. Why are people getting kicked off Instagram? That's so annoying. Like, seriously. Yeah. Okay. Bronwyn's anniversary party. Either she didn't want to answer the questions or she truly doesn't know, which I'm like, why would you not know if production paid for the jet down there, if production rented the house? Like, I thought I've heard that people have said that production helps with the parties that they host, but yet every time someone hosts a party, they make it very clear, I want to take y'all to Ireland. I want to take y'all to my home of Puerto Rico. I want to take y'all on a trip to Mexico. They always act like they're hosting it. To me, whoever hosts it's literally who's paying for it. So all the excursions, all the food, the lodging, the private chef, the vans, the vehicles to get there, whether it's a limo, whether it's, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Wait, what? I don't know why she doesn't know any of this though. But I absolutely agree. Like I said in the beginning, if you fly them private down there, especially now knowing that it was literally 36 hours. So why was it 36 hours and Seth still had to leave early? Like, he almost should just have not come. Like, a 36-hour trip, like, it was so weird. Didn't he leave early? And I also feel like someone else ended up leaving early, and now I can't remember who. But I do feel like if you're hosting and you make it a big deal about the anniversary party, first of all, none of those people are good friends of yours. They're on a TV show. So you spent your anniversary weekend with your husband that was annoyed the entire weekend or the entire 36 hours, and because you're hanging out with people he didn't even like. So that was weird to me. Like, truly, it's your anniversary. It's not just a regular weekend that you were hosting. But I do feel like if you fly them down there private, it was only one night. However they do it, to put up the pilot and then fly that same plane back, or just book another plane. Like, the fact that they didn't tell them until the last minute and let them, get themselves back their own way. Also, I don't know that I would have gone. If you're going to take me somewhere for 36 hours only on a private jet, I don't even know that I want to get a private jet to go back or pay my own whatever. Like, it would have been so last minute, it would have cost a fortune. I mean, it's only 36 hours of your life. It wasn't like, a 3-day weekend or anything. I didn't know that either because I've never done a private jet. Diane says, I didn't know you put the pilots up in a hotel too. That kind of makes sense, or it's built into the price and it's with the company and they do all that themselves. You know what I mean? I love that. Christina said the staff who greeted them in Puerto Rico were talking about how I think they're on a TV show about housewives, but I don't watch it. And I was like, good. I want people that don't know who they were. Thank you, Sephora, for asking everybody to hit the like button. You're number 37. Thank you so much. Christina was number 9. Love it. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Okay. Then Jeff moves on to tell us about something a little more relatable. His puppy, I'm going to call him a puppy, Toby, chewed into his Range Rover key fob. He didn't even know how much it would cost. He thought it'd be like $200. I have already learned that these things were like $300 and $400 and not even for a Range Rover. So I was at Costco. I don't remember if I told y'all this or not. I was at Costco 2 or 3 months ago. So some of the cars we bought for our kids, we buy like a year or two old car, low mileage when they get their license. And they usually come with one key fob because they're pre-owned. Some have come with two. The one that came with two ended up, well, no, we have a couple with two. 2 cars we've bought have only come with one key fob. So one of those kids is very responsible, probably will never lose their key fob. The other one, I'm like, it's a possibility they could lose the key fob or, whatever. So I happened to be at Costco one day and they were selling, you bought the thing inside Costco. They had to have your year and your make of the car because they had to own that key fob mounting kit, if you will. Then you bought that, and depending on different ones, it was whatever. And then I went outside and then I had to go get the key fob, the other one in the car, and bring it up, which I live close to Costco. And then they did it in like 20 minutes time. So now we have 2 key fobs for that car. And I forget what it was, less than 200, but definitely less than $300. But at the time, if you lose a key fob or it stops working or whatever, and you have no extra to bring up to that kid, what are you going to do? Like, I didn't want to be, if we never need the key fob, then it's just insurance. The fact that we have 2 key fobs, you know what I mean? They've had key fobs for that long? They probably have. I can't even remember. I think a lot of my cars have been key fobs for the last ones. Jean says, my husband lost a Lexus key fob about 20 years ago, and the replacement was $450 at the time. Yeah, they were, but definitely they're way more now knowing it's a Lexus, but obviously this Range Rover was $1,043. So, oh my God, lobster tails are on right now on QVC. Turn on your TVs. Okay, if you have DirecTV, what channel is QVC on? Matter of fact, I can ask. Hey Siri, what channel is QVC on DirecTV? I'll tell you. 111. 111, it's on DirecTV. Okay, I liked the slogan game. I thought it was going to be easier. I thought it was harder, but he also put some things in there that weren't what I call fast food. I thought he said it was going to be fast food because she's known to admittedly eat Kit Kats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and drink Diet Coke and eat Wendy's like crazy. So I also love that Jeff admits he eats fast food. I love that Lisa Barlow admits she eats fast food. I love that people act like they don't eat fast food, and yet there's one on every corner. Like if I think about McDonald's alone, there's 1, 2. I mean, there's 1, 2. There's 3 or 4 Chick-fil-A's, which used to be a lot less popular, or not popular, populated, if you will. Yeah. It should have been called garbage food. Yeah, because one was Olive Garden. What was it? But some of them I didn't even know what they were. Wait, yours is 70. What's 70? Channel set on DirecTV? Oh, that's so weird. I have regular cable. Well, I only asked, hey Siri, so maybe it was wrong. Yvonne Gal says, I have DirecTV and mine is channel 70. Okay, I'll have to look on there. I don't know. Y'all gonna get me addicted to QVC. Michael Riley, let's talk. I think you would absolutely rock a QVC podcast. I am not kidding you. I think you would love it. And I think there's a huge market for it, clearly. Okay, anyway, she did not do very well at the slogan game. I think the deal is a lot of us record shows or start them 15, 20 minutes late and then just fast forward through the commercials. So I don't really hear a lot of commercials anymore. And like Olive Garden, like I knew that one, or at least recognize if you're here, your family or something like that. But some of them I didn't know who they were at all. But when she called Subway meat slimy, I was like, girl, you go. Like, the Subway people are going to come at you. The fur people are going to come at you. Like, she was, Oh, Diane says this is making me hungry. Exactly. And I can't eat any of it. No, I'm actually doing okay, but it's only almost 4 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, I start doing the medicine. So then I can focus on uh, not what's going in my mouth, but what's going out of my body, if you catch my drift. So I should go to Costco and get more toilet paper, probably. The history of the shrimp cocktail by Doug, I thought it was super interesting. I wanted to hear it all. I wish Jeff wouldn't have interrupted him and let him tell it. I love the Palm Beach tan band story of it all. She's going to get in trouble by the, I mean, she was on one today for sure. Just spilling all the tea. But, you know, I don't know what, it sounded like there was drama or gossip or something between the girl, probably a teenager that worked at Palm Beach Tan, and like the family and like what happened. I don't know. But I don't know why she got banned. If you're an 8-year customer and you pay this annual fee, I would assume they recognize her. And also, she's on the Housewives. I'm sure these little teenagers knew she was famous or something. I don't know. I don't know why to not bring your ID, or at least say, hey, make sure you bring it next time. Tiffany Chumps has, how does one get banned from a tanning salon? Well, because she was throwing a fit and they were saying this is the second time you haven't brought your ID. And so now you're banned. But she also threw a fit, it sounds like, and basically told the girl, oh, and everyone here says you steal from the store. So she was like, well, then I shouldn't have said that. I kind of crossed a line. Yeah, she pulled a Karen on the staff, Christina says. Yeah. I agree. And that's where this was all going with Channel 789. Don't forget, Jeff's idea was to have several chumps have shows on Channel 789. Debbie Kate says, Doug is always interesting. He should have his own show. He's more interesting than the guests. I love Doug. I really do. I think I'm surprised Doug, I mean, I know he has a full-time job, but I think a podcast would be great for Doug if he just did himself. I think he would be great for sure. Now I want Taco Bell. Stop talking about food, y'all. Yeah, Yvonne Gal says, I love that Doug knows so much about so much. He's a genius. Okay, Keltie Knight in Michael Hitchcock. She barely let him talk. She was more interviewing Jeff Lewis, I thought. Like, I think it was cringe. He's in marketing. Yeah, he has a marketing job out of New York. So he works New York hours. That's why he wakes up really early to work the New York hours. But it must be very flexible, right? Because he comes in last minute sometimes for his job, for Jeff. How does she have an assistant and she booked Jeff Lewis live and her therapist at the same time? Like, don't you have one calendar? And so then it would show an overbooking. Like, I don't even know how that happens. She just sounded very out of sorts, very chaotic, very like her life is a hot mess. I didn't love that she got so drunk she slipped and fell and remembers none of it. I'm like, you're not 27. Like, what are you doing? Like, it was just interesting. I think I wanted to hear more about this Teresa Giudice technology thing. The fact that Teresa has a podcast in her own house with technology set up, how would someone not be able to help her be on the Lady Gang podcast? Like, how could someone not set up this Zoom or this Riverside? They literally give you a link and you click on it. It's like super easy. It's crazy. Oh, I love that. I love that y'all are going to see Doug. By the way, if anyone has decided, I haven't checked the Facebook group. Several people are saying they're interested in the 2 VVIP tickets that another chumpette has to sell, but no one has actually messaged and said they actually want to buy it. So anyways, each ticket is whatever half of $555.14 is. Anyways, I can't find it though, to see if anyone's trying to buy it. Okay, there's 9 comments. A lot of people say I might. I'm interested in purchasing. Okay, Davina said. Bridget sent me a DM and she had already. Okay, so maybe they are sold. Let me figure that out. Anyway, so have so much fun. Tell me all about it whenever y'all get on there. Jen Helen says, I didn't realize how non-techie Jeff is. I mean, frankly, I don't think I knew about the plus sign for the Safari until a year or two ago also. Anyways, but the fact that Keltie was asking Jeff how to be a housewife and she wants to interview for that, I just thought it was awkward and like super thirsty. And she was like, well, I'm kind of rich. I'm like, ew, like, I don't know. I just thought it was weird. I don't think she's rich enough. I don't know. But she also has a job that's very strict with its hours. So I'm not really sure she can be available as a housewife as she wants to do. And I think it's kind of a, I don't know if you can be in the I don't know. Can you be in the entertainment business? I don't know. I do want to watch this documentary she talked about called Buy Now. I definitely think we as Americans in the world shop entirely too much. I totally get it about like having a theme for everything and a Christmas dog bowl and an Easter dog bowl and you know what I mean? Like I get it, but we do all get caught up in that for sure. I mean, this is a $5 sweatshirt from Five Below a few weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, it's a Santa. I need it. I'm like crazy, but I love Marshalls and Home Goods and TJ Maxx for sure. Anyways. Okay, well, wish me luck the rest of the night. Go and schedule your colonoscopy if you're due for one. Make sure you schedule all your medical stuff. We want to know that you're healthy and here with us for a long time to come. Thank you so much for joining. If you're listening as a replay, make sure to hit the thumbs up or like. Make sure to go on the podcast and hit a 5-star rating and review. I would really, really, really appreciate it. And make sure you're subscribed to me on YouTube. They keep unsubscribing people or whatever it was saying, whatever it was doing there. I don't know. Anyways, thank you. Bye, y'all.